Uh, well, I mean, wow. I just don't know what to say about that. I mean, I am genuinely impressed with what has just happened. We have elected our first populist candidate since Teddy Roosevelt. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Woodrow Wilson could ever be seen as a populist, but I mean, just wow. Um, I'm I'm surprised. I thought Trump was going to lose. I thought Hillary was the definite choice. I actually for my philosophy club in college, I was actually prepared to do this long speech at the very end of the year about everything that was wrong with the leftists of the day and why I voted for Trump and how it was a pity that he lost. But he didn't lose. He won, and he even won the popular vote. He's up by about 1 million votes, and even what's his name? The guy who's in charge of 538. Even he thought that Trump would lose the popular vote and win the electoral vote after some time into the election. I am just impressed. Now there are a few things that I am quite upset about. Most notably, the proposition results and election results with California. It's just abysmal. But I'm going to make a separate video for that. So here's why I'm impressed. Let's start with media coverage first. First of all, the media has been overwhelmingly negative against Trump. And sorry if I'm stuttering here. It's 12 in the morning. It's just been atrocious, and you look at even Fox going against Trump, and towards the end it seems like they kind of got on board, but you just see all of this media attacking Trump for these trivial things, like the "I'm going to grab them by the" word that I'm not going to reiterate. And there was so much focus on that and so little on the actual election. I mean, even if you do find what he said reprehensible, A, it was in 2005, and B, how does it affect his political policies? I think if you're going to talk about sexual assault, let's talk about Bill Clinton, because, I mean, come on. I mean, come on. You have the New York Times published this post about from this one woman who claimed she was sexually assaulted by Trump with no evidence, and then you have all of these rape victims, alleged rape victims from Clinton, who have a lot more evidence backing them up, and there's just a wall of silence there. So I'm impressed about the despite the negative media coverage, Trump still won. I was actually, for my philosophy club in university, I was actually planning to do this long lecture about how it was a pity that Clinton won, and essentially do everything that is wrong with liberals. But I don't have to do that. I mean, Trump won, and that's just remarkable to me. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm beating a dead horse here, but I mean, just wow. Let's talk about the National Review for a bit. So Buckley's paper has just been in a state of Trump denial. It's like, well, if you're voting for Trump because you think he might die and Pence will become president, you're stupid. Yada yada yada. I kind of take issue with the Republicans who are voting for Hillary because they think it is best for the GOP. I think that is ridiculous. First of all, the good of the country should be what you're prioritizing, not the good of your political party. It's just downright absurd. I mean, you don't put your party before your country. It's just such a misalignment of where your allegiance should be pledged. Now, with that being said, let's watch some videos.
Believe those polls? Donald Trump's voters. They went out there, they listened to him say this is not over. They didn't listen to us. They didn't listen to anybody else about the polls. They went out and voted.
Clinton campaign hoping it's not over yet. I want to.
So, I mean, gosh, 538 just predicted that Trump would just get demolished in this election, and he ended up winning. I just find it remarkable. You have all of the media saying that he's going to lose, and he ends up winning. Let's watch a few more clips.
Bewilderment. These people in this room in here look completely shell-shocked. I just got in here, but on my way in, there were people who looked like they had come from a party, and they were walking out to an event that's not yet over. There are questions in this room right now. People don't know what's going on. They don't know if they're waiting for a concession speech. They don't know. They're hoping they're waiting for a victory speech. I've seen one gentleman standing right here next to me. You can't see him off camera. Who's got a paper Hillary Clinton mask on top of his head. You know, this was supposed to be the party. And let me just end by saying, George, I am standing underneath this glass ceiling. The symbolism that the campaign went to book this arena here under a giant glass ceiling. That at this point, I think a lot of people in here are wondering if, in fact, it will actually be shattered tonight.
Radio silence from.
I just find it hilarious. I'm sorry, they book out a stadium with a glass ceiling, and then she just goes, "Okay, I'm gonna leave." Oh, it's just so warped. It's just so warped. I find it hilarious. I know I'm a horrible human being. Man, I'm just still surprised that, and genuinely somewhat pleased that Trump won. And I'm not gonna play this whole clip. I'm gonna turn the volume down and talk in the background. But you actually have it being reported that Times Square, which voted overwhelmingly Democratic, pro-Clinton, was just completely silent when Trump was winning. They must have been thinking, oh my gosh, all of these uneducated racists. Oh my gosh, Windows, knock it off. Just knock it off. But, oh my gosh, he's talking about how there was this Facebook thing where you could get your picture taken. It's completely empty, and everyone's silent. It's absolutely brilliant. Oh my gosh. Okay, he goes and talks to a Clinton supporter. And by the way, when they were at the DNC, they were interviewing all of these people, and they're going, oh, well, he's a sexist, he's a racist. It's the typical liberal rhetoric. They don't even know what they're saying. If you're going to accuse a guy of being a sexist or a rapist, what about Clinton? What about the Clinton servers having emails that were literally sex to a fucking 15-year-old? What about that? But there isn't a fucking word about that unless you're talking about a fucking UK newspaper. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I don't have to be too angry about it because we won. The Republicans, we got our stuff together, we won. We showed that we are the silent minority, and the obstreperous left is not in the right with their feigned erudition and their various scare tactics. We actually won this. We have showed that we are right. Well, not that we're right, but I suppose they would accuse us of mob mentality and rule by the mob, mobocracy or whatnot. Just like the Brexiters, I should say the Remainers with Brexit. I'm sorry, I'm really tired right now, but and don't worry, I'll do a more thorough video on this later. And I'm just doing this because it's just wow. That's really all I can say right now. Just wow. By the way, I took these all on a phone while I was watching the election. I was not going to go through the entire ABC feed and splice them. Let's listen to this part because I found this amusing.
The chairman of the Clinton campaign has just walked out onto the stage. This is the first we've heard from the Clinton campaign. If we listen to him, he is saying we are not going to have a result tonight. He's essentially saying that they're going to continue to follow the race tonight. People should go home, announcing right now that Hillary Clinton is not going to be coming out tonight, not going to be speaking, that they're going to continue to contest what happens here. Many of the supporters for Hillary Clinton, though, tonight are already fearing that Donald Trump could be declared the victor, and they are discussing what that means to them. Take a listen.
I worry about her.
So I'm not gonna play. Actually, didn't even bother recording that part because it was just, you know, oh, Trump's a bigot, oh, Trump's a racist, oh, this, oh, that. But you have you have that you have and by the way, I think by this time, the AP, the Associated Press, declared Trump the victor, and yet all of these, like ABC, CNN, and all of these other media sources were still saying that the election was still in progress. And what I found ridiculous is that I think both ABC and CNN, when Hillary basically, she didn't give a concession speech, but she called Trump congratulating him. The media still did not say he won at this time, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. But I am just ecstatic that Trump won. I mean, just wow. So I am very happy that Trump won. I'm very happy that the House of Representatives is controlled by the Republicans, and I'm glad that the Senate is controlled by the Republicans, although only by a very slim minority. Hopefully Trump can get stuff done. It's going to be difficult given that the Senate, we already know that there's quite a few Republicans who are going to be opposing him, so he technically does not have that entire Republican base to rely upon, especially with the conservatives. But I don't think we could have hoped for a better outcome for this national election. Now, with that being said, I am absolutely livid, just completely pissed off about all of the propositions that got through California law. I mean, oh my gosh, like a raise on people who are making over $250,000 to support education, even though that there is no correlation between the amount of money that we just sink, and I do mean sink into education, and we get no returns from it. In my political science class, I literally had a student walk in there, and she just said, "Oh yeah, class is canceled," and like a whole bunch of students walked out, and as a result, class was actually canceled because there wasn't enough students. But this is where our money goes with public universities. It's just not worth it. It's a sinkhole. We should just cut our losses. And yes, I do mean we should just cut our losses with public education because it's not working. It isn't. The more money that I mean, look at what the government has been doing with subsidizing loans. We essentially take these, we basically make it easy for these college students to get these loans, and we don't charge interest, and as a result, more kids go to college, and that has actually drived up the price of college, because there is no sort of supply-demand thing. I mean, the costs can keep on going up and up, because the demand keeps on going up and up, and no college kids are saying, wait, do I really need a 6-year psychology degree? It's just absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, in conclusion, happy about the election, not happy about, and I'm just going to gloss over what happened in California. Death penalty is still 50-50. I think that's going to be repealed. The death penalty is probably going to be repealed. Legalization of marijuana, because that is working so well for Washington and Colorado, right? Just absolutely ridiculous. What else? Background checks for bullets. Huzzah! There is sinking more money into the school system. And I was actually surprised about how close the Citizens United repeal was. Essentially, there was a proposition that said if you are against the Citizens United ruling vote yes, and then and it was only 53%. That surprised me. But it still got a 53% majority. What else? I know a few of you want to talk about the condom thing. I honestly just don't care about it. Legal moralism is not the place for any classical liberal or conservative worth his salt to talk about. I mean, really, we're going to start making it illegal if we think something is immoral. First of all, how do we determine whether it is immoral? I mean, if I asked you to essentially show me that homosexuality was immoral beyond a reasonably doubt, and then based off of that, say, okay, so should we make homosexuality immoral? You have a lot to prove. Just a lot. I honestly don't give a rat's ass about that. Last thing, which was essentially no jail for nonviolent crimes. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that in many cases, rape can be considered as a nonviolent crime. Like statutory rape and whatnot. Yeah, it's not a good idea. And also, a lot of the criminals that are in jail have committed nonviolent crimes, but they got convicted on the nonviolent ones. Generally, you can show that there's a correlation between the two. I'm very disappointed with California. I'm actually, as soon as I finish up my engineering degree, I'm actually getting an additional degree in math. There's a good chance that I might move to Texas to complete my graduate school. We'll see. I might just finish it up in California, bite the bullet, and then get commissioned in the military. But yeah, I'm honestly going to move to Texas. It's only a matter of when, unless California can get their stuff together. I'm going to do an entire video on everything that's wrong with the way that California went, especially with the assault weapons ban. But I'm not going to do that now because it is 12:40 and I've got quite a few. I've got exams tomorrow, a lot of programming stuff. So I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you got something out of this. Sorry, I put this together pretty quickly, like in about 30 minutes, because I was tired, but I wanted to do something about the election. I'll go over it more thoroughly later.